Thank you. Cyclosporiasis spreading across Kansas, now almost 300 confirmed cases. 31 of those in Sedgwick County. The county health department expects those numbers to continue to climb.
Cale Chapman spoke with the director of the county health department and shares more tonight.
Indiana, Kentucky, Michigan, Ohio, or West Virginia.
And now Kansas, with nearly 300 cases of cyclosporiasis.
We will likely continue to see cases. I mean, there are thousands of cases pending in the U.S. that haven't been confirmed by the lab.
Health officials are still working to pinpoint where exactly the Kansas cases are coming from.
We cannot say that at this time in Sedgwick County that our cases are connected to Taco Bell, but we do know that they are connected to lettuce, produce, that may be contaminated with the parasite.
In the meantime, if you're worried about produce at home, here's how you can clean your food to help reduce risk. First, you need to wash your hands and make sure all utensils you're using are clean to prevent cross-contamination. Then you remove the outer leaves of the lettuce and rinse it thoroughly. Getting in between leaves under running water, you should not use soap. And it's just that simple. Rinsing on its own will reduce the risk of contamination, but will not outright kill the parasite. Heat will effectively destroy it. The CDC says you can cook your produce at 158 degrees to kill it. Now, when you go to the store, you can also buy full produce instead of pre-cut, bagged produce. That way you can clean it yourself and make sure it's safe. In Wichita, I'm Cale Chapman, 12 News.
The parasite not typically fatal, but of course with any case of extreme diarrhea, you run the risk of dehydration or malnourishment. Untreated, the symptoms can go on for weeks. Your medical provider, though, can help you get rid of it with antibiotics.